Mayor Eric Garcetti, they did it again. Mayor Garcetti has been the mayor for how long now?
About 13 months. 13, 14
and
months.
What did I say to you when you sat down?
You said I couldn't sit on these chairs until it had been a year.
Until it's been a year, and you moved in here, yes. All right, yesterday on Labor Day, he made a big announcement.
I am proud that we are launching the largest anti-poverty program in this city's history. The biggest economic stimulus that we have seen to this town in years. We're going to raise the minimum wage.
And welcome, good morning to you.
Good morning.
An emphatic statement, you took the stand on this. It was very popular where you said it, obviously, over Labor Day. But there's a lot of pushback on this. Because business says, oh, that sounds fine, that sounds good. We're going to have to raise prices and maybe cut jobs. And your response is?
Well, the truth of the matter is we have a lot of business people with us. Yesterday, Eli Broad was out there, the only guy to have started not just one, but two Fortune 500 companies in different industries. And, I think he knows a thing or two about business. Here's the good news. Worker productivity in this country is up. The last 35 years, we've seen gains of 20, 25%. We're working harder, we're producing more. And at the top fifth have seen their wages go up about 17%, and they well deserve to. But at the bottom, people have seen an actually decline of their wages by 12%. And the poverty level in Los Angeles is now 27% of the residents here.
Which is higher than?
It's higher than a lot of other cities, certainly higher than San Francisco. It's higher than, I believe, now in New York as well. And poverty is bad for business. Because at the bottom, a lot of economists say right now that the recession recovery is lagging because people don't have money to spend. As we speak, there's a conversation around a breakfast table where somebody's deciding, do we get clothes for the kids, or are we going to go out to eat once this month? Are we going to be able to meet the rent or pay our bills? And that's why we have to make sure at the bottom end that people have enough money to spend, which will spur the economy throughout the city.
Well, you made a point yesterday to also say, times have changed. Minimum wage job used to be just for the college kid or the high school kid, and now the reality is for many people this is their career.
Absolutely. I mean, it isn't just a rung on the bottom of the ladder, it is the wage. 567,000 Angelenos in this city earn the minimum wage. That means $16,000 a year to live off of. And UCLA just showed us 2 weeks ago we are the least affordable housing market now in the country because of that gap.
$30,000 that you need to live in LA, something like that?
Yes, and this proposal is somewhere in between. It would lift people out of poverty, but to be clear, people aren't going to be well off. They're just going to be able to get that bump where they have a little bit more.
Let's say I'm a small business owner, okay,
absolutely.
and I employ a few people. I've got to raise that rate. I can't afford it, so I'm going to fire one of those people.
Or raise my prices.
Yeah, what do you say to me?
Well, I would say that 600 economists who know this, who've actually studied this, 7 Nobel Prize winners have said that there isn't a negative effect on employment. It's the opposite, because people in those restaurants that are struggling right now, the main streets in LA where there's small shops where people aren't spending their money, those are the biggest beneficiaries. So you're not going to have to afford to lay people off or not hire folks. You actually have an economy that works again. Right now, it's kind of a barbell economy. Those of us at the top that are doing okay, are seeing gains, are seeing raises, are seeing a decent quality of life. But for folks who are stuck there at the bottom, it's bad for this city. That means they can't spend time with their kids because they're working 2 jobs. What's the effect on all of us? We all subsidize that in food stamps and emergency room visits and the destabilization of our communities when people can't even spend time with their kids for homework. So this is something that's good for the city, but it's also good for the economy. I would not do this if this was not good for business, and you're going to see a lot of business leaders actually support this.
So you have some business leaders saying it's a bad move. You have people on the other side in labor saying it's not enough. You haven't done enough yet. What do you say to them? They want 15 or more per hour.
Well, I think that is a reflection that we have a good proposal. Those who say go faster, you can do damage to the economy if you go too high too quickly, and people would lose their jobs. If you do nothing, we know the status quo doesn't work. So we think we found a reasonable proposal that was actually developed with economists from UC Berkeley, the best in the country that study this, where they said this will help not only the workers themselves, but overall the economy and the businesses that need to see this stimulated.
All right, final on this. Is it going to happen?
I absolutely. We have the strong support. We had 7 city council members there, including the council president yesterday. The council will take this up in the fall. You only need 8 votes, and at least 3 or 4 others have said that they support it as well.